As part of the city's ongoing commitment to wastewater improvement projects within the city of Hot Springs, I am here today with Engineering Project Manager Larry Merriman. Welcome, Larry.
Good morning.
We're going to talk about a major project that you are implementing this year.
We are. This is actually the first of two projects that will start the bond initiative funding from the 2013 bond initiative, where the local folks have entrusted us with $40 million to administer effectively. And this particular project is Hogan Force Main. This project actually is the main conveyance method between Hogan Pump Station at the intersection of Highway 70 and Lakeshore Drive to our Stokes Pump Station at Lakeshore McLeod, where it is then pumped again to Hot Springs Creek and then onto the regional plant.
So why is this a priority project?
We have suffered a lot of degradation. When this project was actually implemented back in the 70s, they utilized a material that was not resistant to H2S, hydrogen sulfide gases, which form naturally within this system. And so it is degraded to the point that we needed to address it. But in doing so, we also chose that we would go ahead and reroute this along a path that allows for much easier access for maintenance so that we can address any issues that may arise in the future.
So it's a more efficient path, and the material is also more resistant to the H2S that you were describing?
Completely. This is a material upgrade. The routing again has changed. It lessens some head on the pumps. It does a lot of things to optimize our system.
Well, maybe you can describe some of the work that's taking place behind us.
Sure. We find ourselves within about 1/10 of a mile of John Duncan Road, for those who are familiar with this, and at that point we're actually going to get off of Lakeshore. The contractor has progressed on schedule to this point, and we remain on schedule, hoping that the weather doesn't affect us. And so what we will do is we will find this contractor. They'll progress for 2 or 3 days laying pipe, and then they'll stop and they'll go back and they'll dress the areas back along Lakeshore, where we now have green grass growing under straw thanks to this great weather we're having. But we have been very careful to be good stewards of both the environment and of the neighborhood here, as we have tried to mitigate and minimize all the impact on local traffic, and to date we have been successful.
Well, not only impact on local traffic, but also the environment. It looks like in some cases you may be leaving it better than it was before.
A little less vegetation, better visibility, I think, from a safety perspective along Lakeshore for sure.
Yes, because some of these areas are quite overgrown, aren't they?
They are, and we have really tried to take all the necessary precautions. We've actually had our local police department help us to encourage folks to obey the laws out here. We all know that worker safety in work zones is a big deal. It matters.
Yes, and that's something the city has always emphasized through all of its improvement projects.
Yes, we try to take care of both the public and our workers.
Okay, very good. Now, who is the city's partner in this project?
This particular project was designed by Engineers Inc., Jerry Williams, a local engineer. The design actually began in 2009, and what we have done in this is we have partnered with RJN. And RJN, as you know, is a partner of ours and has been from the beginning in the Consent Administrative Order Initiative. And we have them providing construction oversight. Our limited staff and our numerous projects ongoing at this time find us unable to effectively and adequately cover everything. So we've used this as a third-party resource to help us ensure that we get what we're paying for.
I see. So what about the time frame for this project? When do you see it wrapping up?
I think that we will find this project complete with the construction aspect in the late September period. And I would think that by the end of October, we're going to be commissioning this system, and we will, again, be changing the route we take with this current method of conveyance so that it further optimizes our system.
So there are plans past the Hogan Force Main project to continue to optimize operations?
We will begin a project next year, Stokes Force Main. As I said earlier, this is the 70 West corridor. That is taken to the Hogan Pump Station. And then it's moved to the Stokes Pump Station and then to Hot Springs Pump Station. At the end of the Stokes Force Main project, which is a very large project that will begin again next year, we will actually bypass Hot Springs Pump Station and we will go directly to the headworks of the plant.
So that gives people a big picture of what you're trying to accomplish.
That is a very big picture.
And it will take some additional time.
It will take some time. We are on schedule at this point, but that project probably won't complete until late in 2016.
I see. That's a little ways off.
Yes.
Now, is there anything else you want to add about this project?
Only that we appreciate the patience of the public going through here, especially of those who live out here. I know this is not easy. We do get in the way. As you can see, we're blocking traffic partially behind us. But bear with us. Within the next week or so, we should be out of your way. You guys won't even know we're working because we'll be on a road that only has 2 houses.
Very good. And you may not notice the results of what you're doing, but overall, system maintenance and operations are going to be greatly improved.
Yes, just like the fact that we don't know how bad things are underground because we don't see them. This is one of those things that's going to be very good, but you just won't see it.
Larry, thank you for telling us the details about the Hogan Force Main project. And next week, we'll bring you more city news.